Welcome to the Intimate Purpose Podcast, where we dive into the depths of self-discovery and empowerment. I'm your host, Dee Siren, and in today's episode, we're diving into the transformative journey of self-love. It's about accepting ourselves wholly, flaws and all, and nurturing a deep sense of compassion for ourselves. But how do we embark on this journey of self-love? And more importantly, how do we navigate the challenges that come along the way? Today, we'll explore just that, along with some practical tools and exercises that you can integrate into your daily life. So, to kick things off, let's address the foundation of self love. And honestly, that is acceptance. It's the hardest thing, but it's the foundation. It's about embracing every part of ourselves, even the aspects we may perceive as flaws. The shadow side of each of us, where the struggles, the judgment, pain, trauma, escapism, anxiety, depression, fear, all those low vibrational energies, all those limiting beliefs that we may perceive as flaws, others. Those limiting beliefs are not your own. They are the stories passed down through time of who, how, and what you should believe. The key there is should. You see, such a big part of healing is just letting go, unlearning those things that we've been taught of how things are supposed to be, and connecting with your higher self. Letting go of the limitations that you have placed on yourself and allowing yourself just to believe in some magic. Allowing your shadows to come out and play with you, listening to the inner child that is so desperately seeking your acceptance. Not blocking out the self-criticism, but allowing yourself to feel all those feelings, allowing yourself to dive deep into the shadows so that you can finally be aware of why you do what you do. Once you have done the shadow work, then you can start to see and hear all the things you tell yourself about yourself. Not many of those things are true. As humans, we have a way of focusing on the negative, seeing ourselves as just the body and maybe the mind, but never questioning what is behind it all. We also have a way of wanting to control every aspect of our lives, and the truth is, we just can't. We are 60 to 70% water, as I always say, and just like water, we have to flow through life. It is hard not to take the traits of dysmorphia and an eating disorder. And in this world that we live in now with social media and creators online, the beauty standards in all of us are honestly just unattainable. Women put so much pressure on themselves to keep up with an unrealistic standard instead of just looking in the mirror and seeing what's truly in front of you. And that is, you are a miracle. Do you realize there is a 1 in 400 trillion chance for you to be a human? You're a freaking miracle. Trust me, acceptance is not easy. It's not easy to put aside everything we have been taught and believe in our own abilities. It's not easy to clap for yourself when no one else is looking. When it comes to acceptance, that is still a struggle for me. Accepting that I am enough, believing that I can accomplish everything I put my mind to, accepting my body as the altar that it is, letting go of the limiting beliefs that I have about myself and flipping the switch on my own self-talk. It's one of the hardest aspects of my own self-love journey. One powerful exercise to cultivate acceptance is mirror work. Take a few minutes each day to look into the mirror and affirm yourself with love and kindness. Repeat these phrases like, I love and accept myself completely, or I am worthy of love just as I am. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but with time, it can profoundly shift your self-perception. Changing your self-talk is one of the most powerful aspects of healing. It is said that we can think up to 70,000 thoughts per day, and I hope you can flip the script on your inner dialogue so that you can start to love yourself too. So, the next thing we can talk about is boundaries. Boundaries are essential for preserving our self worth and protecting our energy. This is one of the hardest things for me to incorporate into my life. How about you? As a child, I was not allowed to make many choices on my own, and when I did express my interests, they were normally just ignored or pushed aside. Most of the time, I was looked like I was complaining or overreacting. In adulthood, I always say that I married my mother, choosing a controlling partner because I was trained not to rock the boat, that walking on eggshells was normal, and that you did whatever you had to do to please your partner. What this did more than anything is eliminate any kind of understanding of what boundaries are and how they can be used in my life. How you have the right to speak up for yourself, and how boundaries are not meant as a punishment or negative towards another, but as a barrier to protect you. Every single person has a right to establish their own rules for themselves and their lives, even your own children. We are each spiritual beings living a human existence, and we all have the right to self worth, self preservation, a voice, and the right to protect our own energy. I found that a helpful tool for boundary setting is journaling. Take some time to reflect on your boundaries and what feels comfortable and what doesn't. Then practice assertively communicating your boundaries with others. Remember, saying no is not selfish, it's an act of self care. Now, let's delve into the practice of self compassion. You see, it's about treating ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer a dear friend. Research shows that positive self talk improves self esteem, stress management, and well being. It also reduces the symptoms of depression, anxiety, and personality disorders. It improves your body image and can help treat people with eating disorders. That's me. I used to have a sticker on my car in college that said, "Practice random acts of caring and kindness." I was always willing to do that for others, but sadly, I had never seen a reason to do it for myself. I was always the hardest on me, constantly criticizing what I saw in the mirror, never believing that I could change my circumstances or environment, believing that others knew me better than I did, knew what was good for me more than I knew myself. Always having an inner critic, the devil on my shoulder, who constantly questioned the food I ate, the clothes I wore, the shape of my body, the thoughts in my head, always comparing myself to others who were not me, not realizing that if I could just start being kind and caring to myself, then everything would change. You change your thoughts, you can change your life. A simple yet profound exercise for cultivating self compassion is a self compassion break. So, what that means is in the moment of struggle or self criticism, when that critic is on your shoulder, take a pause, take a deep breath, and silently say to yourself, "This is a moment of suffering. May I be kind to myself." This practice can help you soften the harsh inner critic and foster a more nurturing inner dialogue. Trust me, change your self talk and you can change every aspect about you. We really are the worst to ourselves. So, the next thing moving forward is we need to start exploring gratitude as a pathway to self love. You see, gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we already have, fostering a deeper sense of appreciation for ourselves and our lives. Most of us wake up each day worrying about how we can get more money, more time, more stuff, more food, more friends, more work done, more time off, more likes, more comments. But we forget to wake up and just be thankful. One of the biggest things that has made such a big difference in my life is to wake up in gratitude. When you survive a near death experience like me, your concept of what is important in life changes. When you are severely injured and are dealing with an illness, you begin to see that little things in life are so much more important than the big things. You start to build gratitude for the most simple things, that like holding a glass. That was hard. Lifting your head up off the pillow. That was hard. Or stepping off your bed onto your feet without breaking them. That was hard too. You start to realize that the more you believe in your ability to make something happen, the more you're able to make it happen. You start believing in an abundant life and having gratitude for all the little things that maybe you took for granted. I can honestly say that every day I am just thankful to be alive and that I can share that with you. So here's an exercise you can try to keep in your life. You can do this as a gratitude journal, or you can even just state these out loud like I do every single morning. Every single day, each day, when you wake up, either write down or say 5 things you're grateful for about you, about your environment, about the earth. It could be your strengths, accomplishments, or even moments of self-care. Cultivating gratitude for ourselves can be a powerful catalyst of self-love. If you're grateful for all the little things, then you start to believe that all the little things really matter. So, lastly, let's discuss the importance of self-care in the journey of self-love. Coming from a former people pleaser and codependent, this concept was one of the hardest for me to understand. You say, I always believed that if I cared more about me, then I was being selfish. But self-care is not selfish. It's an essential aspect of nurturing our well-being. If you do not care about you before you take care of others, then you can't be of any use to them. Again, after being severely injured, I learned the importance of self-care because I didn't really have a choice. I had to relearn the basics, and I had to learn the brain and body connection. I had to learn how my nervous system worked and how to control the pain and how to continue to heal and grow through it all. I now make self-care a priority every single day over everything else in my life. I listen to my body, my brain, and my energy. I give myself grace on those hard days and allow myself to rest. I protect my energy and I make sure I'm doing everything I can to keep my nervous system in a parasympathetic state. That means a state of de-stress. If we're always in a sympathetic state, we are always in a state of survival, high stress. Our goal is to keep ourselves in a parasympathetic state of relaxation. I've changed my environment and I've removed all the negative energy so that I can increase my frequency and vibe higher. Trust me, it works. I've relearned to walk, use my left hand, hold my neck up, get off of all the addictive medication, even though it was prescription, still addictive, and control my pain using natural methods, especially the brain and the body connection. Understanding that pain is a warning from my body, and that I understand that if something is damaged, it's always going to be there. Chronic pain is one of the most difficult things to live through. But understanding self-care and understanding that pushing yourself past your limits will not help you in any form. So, you know what? We're just incredible fucking creatures, and it is possible to heal yourself. So here's a practical tool if you want to integrate self-care into your routine, and that is a self-care plan. I block off blocks of the day that this is what I do for me before I give my energy to anyone else. One of the main keys is that do not get on social media before you get up out of that bed and give yourself the self care time. I wake up, I check the weather, I put my clothes on, I get outside with my pup, and we take a 2 to 4 mile walk every single day. Out in the sunshine, breathing the fresh air, and grounding yourself to Mother Earth. Those three things alone will reset your circadian rhythms, no more melatonin needed, and you will be back on a good routine of self care. Whether it's a bubble bath or a nature walk or doing meditation, prioritizing your self care should be non negotiable. And that should be a big part of your life. Identifying activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul, and scheduling them into your week. No matter what, I get up with the sun. I prioritize exercise. I'm aware of what I eat, and I try to choose whole foods as much as I can. I do have an issue with sugar, so don't hold it against me. I block a scheduled time, and I keep myself on that good routine. So, as we wrap up today's episode, I encourage you to embrace self love as an ongoing journey, one that requires patience, compassion, and a lot of self awareness and reflection. Remember, you're worthy of love and deserving all of the kindness and care you offer to others. So, until next time, embrace yourself fully and love yourself unconditionally. Thank you for tuning in to the Intimate Purpose Podcast. And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. And remember, your journey to self love matters. I'll see you next time. Love you guys.